live now? Yeah, I'm live now. Whoops. Ah. So this is Gold Spinner. He's not really an important alt. He's just here to, or she, depending on which costume I'm using. It changes. Just here for the base building. First thing I need to do though is upgrade the plot for my base, because I don't really know how large this base is going to get, so I would like to ensure that I have enough space, just in case. It's just a generally good rule to do that. Okay. Oh, that was hours ago. Good. Oh well. So yeah, I mean, you could pick a different size based on what you want to make it. Of course. But in this case, I'm going to go with the very large complex for now, and I'll just use room sizing to change it. Gotta exit that. And there's a lot of annoying factors about this game that are just, it's artifacts of the fact that of how it was built in the first place. They can't exactly fix a lot of it. So as previously mentioned, this would be in King's Row, which is a kind of rundown area of Atlas, or of City of Heroes, Paragon City. Excuse me while I sip my tea. I'm trying to be on brand and have tea on hand right now, as I, at the moment, I haven't really done anything, obviously. I wanted to start fresh from the get-go, and for the sake of, you know, my future self not having any annoyance, or as little annoyance as possible, I think I should try and use large rooms for now, and then I'll just like cut off the rooms that I'm not going to be using, cut off space that I'm not going to be using. So like for instance, I'll just do this, because honestly, I'm not sure how large a cafe has to be. I'm just going to start with just that. Honestly, I want to do a cafe called Tea and Titans. I think it's... I ought to pick the style to decide, because a lot of it is going to be internal. It's going to be a big inside base, except for anything that's above the bottom few floors, which you can actually fit a few floors in, but lots of base builders seem to prefer to keep, you know, about half height or more. But I also tend to be weird about my style preferences. I'm going to be looking for something that looks kind of road-like. Yeah, that's... that doesn't look like King's Row roads. But if any base builders end up watching, feel free to, you know, give tips. I don't mind. I've been doing this quite a while, but I also, you know, everybody has stuff to learn. So, for those of you who don't know, some of the keys that you'll want to know about are F1 changes the grid size, which is determining how big the grid is that your object is snapping to. Angle snap is for when you're rotating stuff. So if I were to try and rotate this, which, hold on, let me try and rotate it. I guess it's not, am I rotating it? No, I'm not. I'm not rotating it. That is, okay, holding down shift raises and lowers the object, because I'm not sure who ended up initiating all of the base upgrades, but there's a lot of them that they enacted to make it better because when this game was live, you used to have to stack safes in order to make anything complicated. There were a few other objects that they added to the base building. So that you could, stack other objects. And, okay. Let's apply to the base. I also want that top to be skylight. Just empty sky. No, that's not high ceiling. There you go. Open sky. Apply style to base. And of course that's going to differ from place to place. Yeah, I'm not sure if I can get that much better. I can turn the fan a little bit, but unfortunately it's the only air conditioning I have at the moment. But I'll turn it down a little bit and hope that helps a bit. Obviously I'm not going to fill this whole space with stuff at the moment. There's no way. There's just no way. Oh, cool. I can just fly through. I forgot that I can just fly through up above. Players will just hit an invisible wall down there, but I forgot that you would do that. I haven't had a lot of time to explore the base builder since I got back. I did a little bit of playing on another base, and then I decided, you know what, I really want to make this stream. This dumb idea. Well, I think the name is catchy, but the dumb idea could be really dumb. Let me see if I can change some settings on my streaming to if there's any noise canceling properties. I don't think so, but I also fear making something screw up and break people's ears, so. How about that? Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. If I turn the gain down, then it's not going to pick up the stuff behind me as much. I might not be able to eliminate all background noise, but can eliminate some. Looks like I'm not going into the yellow anymore on my sound, so there's that. Yeah, I appreciate any tips or comments about my sound being off. Yeah, I thought it was a catchy idea. I hope to make a kind of a, a social zone for people to roleplay in. At the moment, it's just one shop, but I'm also open to suggestions as to what else I can build. Nothing in the current room except that. I wonder if I can move the base portal. Can I? No. Sometimes, yes. Yes. Technically, you don't need this room. I mean, you can't delete that room, but you don't need that room because you can move this anywhere. This is totally useless now, but I'll have to tailor that to look like an alley or something. But yeah, I had the idea Tea and Titans for a while, and I just had to spend some time brushing up my base building skills again to feel comfortable streaming it. And honestly, I get bored with oh man, do I get bored with editing videos. Alright, I'll have to adjust the colors a bit to make it look more no. Kings Row has a pretty red brick a common red brick theme to it, so I did not mean to hit that button. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah. That's a nice red brick. I could probably get the grout to be a little bit closer though. Is that the grout? Yeah. That's maybe a little dingier. Yeah, I mean, I gotta just, yeah. I'd rather not die of heat than, that's the most important part. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Yes, apply colors to base, and, remove those. I'll use those sporadically, intermittently throughout the base where I need them, but that style is just going to be applied across the base because most places in King's Row are going to look like, you know, a red brick. But I also need to fix this because it didn't. Awesome. And that's not even a perfect place. Like, I need a better tile that looks more like concrete or tarmac or something like that. Not that. Definitely not that. Rubberized tech? Definitely not that. Ancient brick. And this is one of the annoying parts of it sometimes. It just doesn't have colors that will okay, yeah, that's not the one I want either. Most Kings Row roads look kind of like that, or I'm just surprised we don't have a concrete tile yet. I am tempted to go look at a couple other bases, but I don't know any off the top of my head to look at for what the basic thing is. Yeah, good suggestion, by the way. I haven't actually seen if there is any noise canceling stuff in the audio settings. Generally, I've just let it, you know, do its own thing, and it seemed to work all right. Huh. Have not gotten much done. Okay, so the base building. If the people are gonna, you know, I don't really want to mess with the normal structure of the way bases are supposed to work. So I do think that I will place item, fill this spot, put the base there, base portal there. I really wish that we could, okay, room clipping enabled. You can get this to go in a lot of different places, but the one thing I really want to be able to do is to have it attached to different spots, but you can't move it. It's stuck on the ground, unfortunately. You can't move it off the ground. It makes me very sad. So we see a lot of different tricks pulled to hide it, and then some people just never try to hide it at all, and that's fine. That's their thing. Me, I tend to like to hide it. Oh, and this is not the right floor. Although, I could. That's not bad for... Yeah, this is like a dingy alley, so I'll have to... I think I'm going to build like a trash pile looking thing there to hide the wall, so it looks like it's just clogged with junk. And I should change the color of this. What's how... Hey, that doesn't look bad when it's gray. Almost like concrete now. Where's that one? Factory tile. Oh, that's probably because it is kind of factory concrete. Yeah. Wow, that's metal. That might be metal, but you know, close enough. Maybe that is what they're using. I don't know. I don't have every piece of the base builder memorized, and I feel like I would not be happy if I did. There would be a lot of time wasted. Although that's a matter of opinions. I think that there are some amazing things that people have done in this base builder that some people would be like, dude, why'd you waste all your time on this? And it's like, no, you're creating a digital world all your own, you know? And somebody also brought up in a conversation I had the other day where they were like, "Hey, what are you gonna do for the skyline?" And I'm like, "Wait, people do skylines in this? I have no idea. I don't know what I'd do. I don't even know how to make a skyline properly." And it was very amusing to me. At least for a few minutes, it was very amusing to me. I need banner. Yes. I think this is how people do this. Yeah. Okay. Some trickery that we do in base building is we will mess with the settings. Everything is okay. Cool. Black on black. Yeah, that's the. I don't know why that's the motto. It's just good tea, but. I can't make very good tea, to be honest. If I'm being honest, I'm not an expert at tea by any stretch of the imagination. So, just trying to create the illusion of a one of those Wile E. Coyote style empty black archways. So a lot of it is just dependent upon sort of suspension of disbelief, one might say. Like, oh yeah, don't notice the set dressing. Can I update this? Yes, I can rotate this. Yes. Yay. Okay, I know. Just you're okay. You're okay. It's okay. There we go. Nope. Which buttons did I press to do that? Okay, so there are multiple rotation features in the base builder that are kind of hard to get to work because you basically have to do a bunch of finger gymnastics or contortions to do it, depending on And I don't think you can rebind the keys, which I would like that to be a thing, but not yet. So, no, stop it. Do what I say, not what you think I want. That is almost... I mean, it doesn't matter if the banners all match. They don't have to match at all, in fact. It just matters that they make a mostly continuous black void. Oh no. That one's... What's the grid set to? Because the grid size matters in a lot of ways. The grid size determines how things are spaced out. So if I were to change the grid size of this specific object, it could change where it sits on the wall, and how much space the hitbox of that object is considered. But because clipping is on, it's irrelevant. I think I need to use a different banner for that. Yeah, there we go. Because it wasn't in the same plane as the others. It's too much of a gap. There we go. That's good. That's good enough. Which means I should be putting a road here. Somehow. I'm keeping this as this is just going to be the roadway now, I think. And I'm honestly not sure how I want to make the sidewalk, because it can be a pretty tedious process to make a sidewalk. Which is one of the other reasons why I'm like, no, I need to start in small chunks. Don't need to make a big, gigantic thing. Small stone blocks, as you can see, would take forever to tile out and you have to manually put them in. You can't copy and paste. So that is unfortunate. But there are... I might use that to continue the stone wall upward later, but I don't need that right now. And the cool thing is I can just do this, make out as many spots as I want. And technically I could teleport people up to the top here, and it's like they're on top of everything. There's this same roadway tiling kind of thing. Make a couple different event spaces that are up above the normal space. So I don't really have a scale for how big I want this thing yet, to be entirely honest. This character was designed to be at maximum height so that I could more or less test out various things against whether a max height player could pass through it. Although we're intangible right now, in the truest sense of that word, too. Like, normal intangibility in this game means you can still run into people and stuff. But, yeah. I'm getting real boring really now. I gotta find, is there concrete? Okay, what? Okay, no. At one point I had thought of using these as a way to make sidewalks in another base, but then I realized that was so tedious and such a pain. Yeah, it looks like there's concrete benches, there's stone blocks, mortuary slab. No, that doesn't look like a sidewalk. That does not look like a sidewalk. Oh, there's a couple of mortuary slabs. See that? I gotta say, that just kind of looks like lazy. But, oh well. This game was made, gosh, decade, I think almost it's 18 years old now. 18 years after it was released. It's technically dead, but you probably know that. If you didn't know that, you're welcome. I guess that there is really no way around just tiling around the base like this. Unfortunately. And on another base, I was like, okay, I'm gonna tile around the base, and then I'll sink it. Now I'm thinking that was stupid of past me, and I'm going to regret that decision. I mean, I can always go back to that base later and fix that, but that's not what I wanted. But now there's like hundreds of these little slabs across that base that are placed in awkward positions. They need to get sunk into the ground so they make a contiguous sidewalk, but they're like these gigantic blocks of stone. If only this was how it really worked. I wish we could just like copy and paste a bunch of stuff, and there's a lot of different functions we would like in the base builder. But alas, this is what we've got to work with, to quote a sometimes favorite movie of mine / play. I don't mind if there's a little bit of variation. I just don't want it to be too far down, to be honest. And I don't think they actually modeled these stone slabs to be perfectly flat anyway. I could be wrong. Yeah, it doesn't look like they did. And a lot of base building, if you're doing something like this, kind of comes down to like really tedious tiling projects like this. But it's like Minecraft without having to gather all the resources. Stone brick here, stone brick here, stone brick here. No. Oh no. So yeah, if you hold down Alt, it's supposed to rotate things. And there's a lot of wigginess that you can get into with having it snap to different objects. Like if you have it to snap to the wall, it will not rotate the same way as if it snaps to the floor. All the rotational axes are off. Like this. Okay. Oh, weird. Aha, we're earthbending. Okay, that's enough of that. And now, thankfully, none of this costs anything. On live, it costs a bunch of money. in-game money, which thankfully didn't cost real money. Now it's all free, and it's basically a creative wonderland. It's almost as good as Minecraft. Better, because in some ways, because you don't have creepers. Well, you've got a different kind of creeper, but creepers aren't going to be blowing up your base. Every community has its creepers. I have not decided how long I plan to go for on the TN Titans thing. As far as the stream is concerned, I don't know, how many tiles in am I for this? Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Oh jeez, that's a long way. I mean, not a long way at all, I should say. Wow. Awesome. It's okay. It's okay. I mean, technically, I could make that all tarmac too, or all the blacktop too, but I bet this looks wiggy from below. No, it doesn't. It doesn't look that bad, actually. It just looks like a bunch of floating rocks. Honestly, this just kind of reminds me of, like, you ever seen rundown city blocks and stuff where there's a mishmash of how the concrete comes together? Some of it's concrete, some of it's blacktop, some of it's older, different mix. It's, yeah, Kings Row gives off that vibe to me, where everything is a little bit broken, a little bit repaired, a little bit. None of it's perfect. I've been watching, finished what was up on for what's it called, Miss Marvel. I enjoyed that so far. And it appears as though they have modified her origin a bit, which I don't mind, honestly, but I'm also like, well, why didn't they go with the original version? But I think that just goes with the, you know, well, we don't really want to touch on the Inhumans, but maybe not. Could also be, yeah, that could be more of a social sort of reason, one might say. All in all, I like it so far. I need to get trash cans. Street trash pile. Wait, why is it say new? How is that new trash? Okay. Oh. New trash pile, that's hilarious. It's trash, it's technically not new. Oh yeah, okay. There's a lot of interesting. Ruined rail car? Yeah. Yeah. don't want it to clip through walls, but I do like that. That's cool. Swirling trash. Yeah, that would be nice. Small trash bag, large trash bag floating. Oh, okay. As you may be able to tell, I'm still looking through and learning parts of this, and that's there we go. That's a good chunk of trash. I mean, it's not much trash, but it's a start. I bet nobody expected me to start building a trashy alley when I was like, let's make a tea shop. It's about atmosphere. I'll probably move the entrance a little bit further out of the alley, though. After I have this decorated as disgustingly as possible. This doesn't technically have to be here. It's just, you know, yeah. Oh, a Praetorian trash can. They're fancier. It absolutely would have let me put that trash floating on the ceiling, because it doesn't care about physics. Physics is non-existent. That's okay. Which I find really funny in light of the fact that at some point in time it was like, check out the physics drivers. It's like that actually had nothing to do with physics at all. Technically, I mean, it was game physics, but not always. I wish that I could put in stuff that's like, you know, claimable treasures and badges and stuff like that. You can't really do that. Not in here. Like, I would put up a notice board that's like, hey, you wanna go check out my other bases? Here's the directory of bases you could visit from this creator. Because in order for a base to exist, it only has to have one player in it, or one character in it. I want to find something really strange to just, like, have a piece of trash lodged in the wall. It's a city full of superheroes, so, like, I wonder if that's going to make the trash float around sideways. It does. It doesn't care. It's just creating particles in the direction of the... Nice. Nice. Okay. I want that there, actually. And there. That way, this thing's like giving off whiffs of junk. Most people aren't going to pay attention to the fact that they're the same trash bag. Although, not everyone in this game will be blasé about it either. And I've been thinking that it'd be really cool if the GMs of Homecoming server were to start updating the zones, if it's even possible, which it might not. I don't think it is. So that it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna include, we're gonna change the this zone. We're gonna add this building that was a player-built construction, you know, because at this point in time, it's more or less kept alive by the players. I'm sure there's other stuff I can do in here, but base builder. Let's walk through. Let's do a walkthrough. Yes, I'm on Beast Run, or Beast Walk, really, technically. You can set your basic pose to be whatever. So, the way most people play the game like this looks like a fairly dingy alley. Yeah. Not that they're coming into the alley, they're coming in here. They see the alley. Yeah, that's not bad. That's nice. That's nice. I need to find a dumpster, though. Clipping needs to be enabled. Yeah. In a lot of cases, I tend to prefer when I don't have the grid on. And rotation snapping doesn't apply to your click-based rotation. It's just going to rotate it a quarter. And okay. Not all the dumpsters in this alley are full, but I will put one. I mean, this is King's Row, okay, so, or it's intended to be around King's Row. There we go. Not everybody respects property and sanitation. There we go. Now it just looks like a troll or somebody flipped it. I love that. I need to add some trash bags under that. Honestly, I've been spending a bit of this time just trying to figure out the kind of atmosphere I want, trying to make sure I can build in the right theme I want, because this is going to look like it's supposed to be in or around King's Row, which is, you know, I could honestly say that most of the zones in City of Heroes are a favorite for one reason or another, but King's Row is pretty fun. I'm always disappointed because I seem to never miss Paladin, And then for a while, Paladin was just bugged, and it wouldn't spawn right, and you couldn't get the badge. So. Technically, it's always a good idea to have a fly alt when you are base building. For the moment, I don't really need one. Because I'm not doing anything that requires flight yet. I haven't spent much time around other base builders either, so part of me is like, am I doing weird things compared to the way everyone else builds bases? But I think that after a certain point, there's no point in worrying about it. As long as you get stuff done, as long as you build cool stuff, I can respect anybody's method. You know, it's not going to hurt me any if they do it differently. Oh, no. Thankfully, we did get Control V and Control Z and Control Y, which lets us edit undo. Which is a huge improvement, in a lot of ways for this base builder. It was a lot more it was a lot bigger pain to work with back in the day. Honestly, I've got to use, in a certain sense, I'm trying to use these tiles to decide how big I'm going to make the initial room, and then sort of try and treat it like the brick buildings are the brick walls or other buildings, and make a facade so you're not going in that building. You're just seeing the outside of it, and then put another building on the other side of that. And then roads interspersed in that. It feels like for these 6 tiles would be let's mark those out real quick. These are the ones I'm thinking about making the well, okay, not that one, technically. 'Cause half of this tile is going to be, about more than half of this tile is road. So, this tile. And I think that's a fairly good way to mark off what I need to do. That's not enough space for the road. So I think if I decided to cut it off here and then do sort of that road illusion thing, apparently it just drops you back over there, because I don't want to have a problem of project creep occurring. If I come up with an idea for a neighboring business or somebody talks me into doing one, I'll go and build a little further, but for now this is all that I need, I think, because then there's going to be an alleyway between the cafe and its neighbors, a little bit of a illusory roadway over there, and realistically I could have put this in a smaller room, but I would rather have the space for when / if I get more ideas for this little segment of King's Row. And this is honestly, today is going to be some of the most tedious portions of it until I get to actually building the building. Even then, there are going to be tedious sections. Look at me. I'm so good at talking up my YouTube. So yeah, I don't know if you've ever been to a part of town where the sidewalks are in bad disrepair and there's just like, you know, tiles up and down and left and right and cracks in them. That's kind of what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make it look like and feel like there's a bunch of tiles that just need to be, this concrete needs to be replaced, but because it's King's Row, well, nobody cares. Which isn't necessarily true. I like King's Row as far as the zones go. It's one of the more fun early level zones, in my opinion. Wow, excuse me. This is mostly just to line it up, whether I make sure I got the sidewalk at roughly the right spot across the street. But if anybody has suggestions for what else I could build in this little, I don't know what I'd call it, shopping district of King's Row, maybe, I am open to suggestions. Because I don't have any other ideas other than Teen Titans. Which is still not open yet. But when it is, I will put up the base code for it in the Homecoming server Discord, as well as on the stream, so that I can, as I work on various other things, there'll be a list of bases that I've put together. Although eventually that's going to get a little bit long and absurd. Excuse me for going silent sometimes, occasionally. I just get into a hyper focus and I start going quiet. So there's not much. Oh no. There we go. Not much to say when all you're doing is laying concrete. It's just like a Dale Gribble moment or a King of the Hill moment. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. I'll tell you what. I've been laying concrete all day. Which is not true. In reality, I could not do this. And then I, 'cause, 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 ' 'Cause realistically, it's a cafe. It's not going to be huge. Cafes are not particularly large places. But I can, you know, sort of expand it to have a little bit more space up top. And I think I could make it up to 3 floors if I really wanted to. 3 floors of indoor, and then or 2 floors of indoor cafe space, and then a roof access, which would then be, you know, well above this area of the base. Oh, that's not what I wanted. No. Another project I have is it's a base I want to build for mostly a character whose whole shtick is superhero support items. It's kind of like an inventor who, you know, builds stuff for superheroes. So I want to build his little scrapyard and invention shop. I think I could. Nope. Okay, what I need to do is get that over there. There's got to be enough room. No, not really. There's like no overlaps whatsoever. Wow. Alright, in. Forces my hand. Like, technically I'm not forced to do anything, but I still feel obligated to be like, oh, I gotta continue the sidewalk now. And like, I'm trying to make it sort of feel like it's, you know, it's just a cutaway from any zone, but, you know, specifically King's Row. And I might adjust coloring here and there to get the brick color right, because I feel like I'm a little bit off. Close, but off. Yeah. Most of my streams only end up going for like maybe an hour, maybe an hour and a half. This one might go for longer. It depends how engrossed in the building I get. Which again, City of Heroes, base building, and Minecraft have a similar impact on me. I can just get immersed in doing it for hours. And don't need this anymore. I kind of wish that I could just like change the style of this single tile, but that is not possible. Brick. So then I'd have to build this out of these, which, you know, that's doable. Okay. Why did it... Oh, huh. Or I could decide to build it out of these. No, let's not build things out of money. They aren't that rich. Very large tile. That fits though. That actually does fit. And now I will actually put the snap on there so that I can line up the tiles. Because otherwise, if I don't line up the tiles when there is a pattern to line up, I will get annoyed. And so will many other people. You could classify it as one of those you had one jobs kind of things. But in this case, it's more like you had a bunch of jobs and this one slipped out of your mind because there's a lot of stuff to building. You'll have to excuse me periodically for taking a long time to place an object because it just... Technically, it's a very forgiving system, but I am very annoyed at myself when I get it wrong. Lots of options now for how I can build this. What? I can't be the only one who saw that, right? That little flicker. Yep. These are the moments where I go the most silent. Damn it. You know what? I'm gonna call that good enough because there's gonna be there's gonna be wall tiles covering everything that there. I don't need to be obsessed about that. And I will worry about a door later. I also wanted to have this really kind of funny hole in the wall vibe where you're like, wait, this is a coffee shop? I didn't know there was a coffee shop here. I thought this was like a factory. or something. Ah. There we go. Close enough. No one's going to be looking in there. If they are looking in there, then they need to stop. I'm kidding. I think I'll end the stream whenever I finish my tea, which it's a little bit less warm now, so the only place I do not mind when it is when there's a little overlap flickering is, of course, when it's at a corner of a wall, because that's always going to happen. You're never going to get rid of that. Ever. Anyone who tells you otherwise is crazy. I've seen some people pull off some really cool modernist kind of buildings as well. And honestly, I've considered taking a swing at doing that, but I want to brush up a little more on base building in general, just to, you know, get back in the saddle, whatever you want to call it. See if that fit. Almost. That's almost perfect. Just go where I want. There. If I put that there before I put the wall in, it's going to cause a lot of trouble. I sense that. I'm not real sure if I want to do that every level. Looks like an obnoxious thing to continue. But so does that. Nope. Does that hide it? Mostly. And then we gotta look up the skirt of the naked bricks. Double entendre intentional. Whew. I shall go through and work on coloring all those later. I know that's kind of sounds lazy, but at the moment, I kind of want to just get the framework up for what I'm building, and then detail that as I go, because there's going to be a lot of changes in steps between the planning and execution. For instance, I kind of want to go look at a few other builds between now and next week, because I'm planning on doing this every Tuesday, or hopefully every Tuesday, where I hop on, work on this base a little bit, and talk your ears off until you and I get bored. Whoever you and I happen to be. Right now it kind of looks reminiscent of a basic Minecrafter's starting home. Bunch of dirt bricks. Yep, a bunch of dirt bricks by a fairly well decorated, disgusting alley, if I say so myself. Tempted to put like an Easter egg in there, like a bunch of money under the... Yes, we'll do that. Just... Now don't tell anybody I put that there. But it's under there. We don't know who flipped that, but I'm not taking credit for it. I'm gonna keep finishing my sidewalk too. I think there's other stuff here that I could use to do stuff like traffic lights. I think there's already traffic lights in the builder. I'll have to go check in a second. Because you can go search for items as I've been demonstrating throughout this stream without ever mentioning it. But I never actually claimed this was going to be like a tutorial or anything. I don't think I'm good enough to make a tutorial for base building. No! I still make stupid mistakes. Excuse me for occasionally having moments where I'm like, oh no, I forgot to do my sidewalk. Or, oh no, I should get back to building my building. Because, well, I have ADHD and I don't medicate, so sometimes I have squirrely brain moments. So, sidewalk, mostly completed. Kind of a slim sidewalk though, isn't it? You know, I've been in areas of town where it was where it was like this though, in real life. Okay. I know I just placed this a while ago, but I'm already annoyed at myself for having placed it wrong. Another project I want to do is based off of My Hero Academia, where I want to more or less, I think I could recreate the school from that in City of Heroes. Probably not a perfect replica, but close. Close enough to make people go, huh. And that's the goal. That's not right. Why is it doing this? Wow. Sorry about that. I'd make a joke about that, but no, that's just idiots firing off fireworks a little bit late. Apparently they had some left over. Not even gonna apologize. Like, cool, be patriotic, but can you stop on the day? Can you stop? There's a lot of people and things and animals that don't really like that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go look at some other bases later on to see what they do, frankly. Because part of me is very tempted to... What other powers I have? I have walk. I can walk. Okay. That should be... Yeah. That's more than enough room to walk through. I'm starting to think this dumb pillar idea was not a good option for hiding my, There are plenty of pillar options. Like that. Do I I still have the grid off. I feel like that totally just clashes in style, though. Between the two objects, there's no stylistic similarity. There's nothing tying them together. It's like, oh, yep, let's just put this random pillar here. I don't like that. I do not like that. Roman pillars, Roman pillars, Roman pillars. I wonder if that would be a better way to make sidewalks. Put one of these on the side. Nah, I feel like that'd just be a different kind of annoying. Excuse my Discord blips. I will check those later. If you are one of those Discord blips, which I highly doubt, excuse me for not paying attention sooner. I want something that presents a decent door frame, basically. See, one thing that I've always been curious about the Richte pillars is, what are these holding up? Generally, pillars are supposed to be for support. I mean, there's decorative pillars too, but... Ah, flame pillar. And then a smoke pillar. I don't think I need either of those. But they're both cool. It's not a pillar if you put it that way. Oh well. I still feel like, I mean, I could probably get this Roman brick to actually stylistically fit if I colored everything else right. A lot of ifs. But I kind of like that. Let's see. That's not promising. I feel like I'm getting closer. Am I getting closer? And I feel like once I get it, I'm gonna not have any clue how to get it back. Oh no, that's nope. If I turn it all the way black on orange, that does not look like I want it to. Okay, if I do it that way, it's still not matching. It's never gonna match. Never. Founders Pillar. Oh, those are like in Founders Falls. Right. Wall Pillar. Nope, I think I'm going to... I think I need to go this way. No. Grr. Now I'm just getting repetitive. Just sitting here toying with this color for the next 20 minutes. I don't even have floors in. I mean, I have a floor in. There's one floor. One floor. One floor. It'll get there. Hopefully. I think this color scheme is a failure. I also think that that wall is off. Remove colors, yes. Well, that's nice. Oh, yeah, there we go. Why? Forgot why I was walking. Okay, that looks... Is there a hole there? There is a hole there. That's not acceptable. Yeah, alright, cool. I'll have to think about the color of this, honestly. I know the pillars on the side just don't work. These look ugly. They just don't work at all. I've got to come up with some other reason or way to hide that flickering. That one doesn't flicker. Why doesn't that one flicker? Oh no, there it is. There it goes. Yeah. I mean... Then I'll have to hide the tile seams, but...
Dang it. Oh well. Oh, bad. Ah, now I messed it all up again. Half on purpose. Keep that in mind. Don't get mad at yourself. Don't mind if it's flickering on the top. I don't mind if the bricks overlay a little bit. Just pretend it's shitty masonry. Lots of bad masons out there. Not to sound like a conspiracy theorist, that sounds... Don't take that the wrong way. Definitely don't mean it like that. But I think that got rid of all the little flickers. Most of them. I don't understand why this side is not doing the flickers at all. Ah, they're just a little micron away from each other. Oh. Alright, I want to do other things. I want to do other things with this street. Street sparks. Yeah, there we go. Street stream? What does that mean? Oh, like a manhole cover. Okay, well, there's literally no sewer. Really? No sewer looks like that. I mean, except in this. Well, what I want is a sewer grate, but I can't have things. I can't have nice things, apparently. If there is one, someone please tell me. But I might never know. Believe it or not, I am looking for something specific. But I can't find it. There we go. That's what I was looking for. No. Don't do that. Thank you. I thought I unbinded that. I didn't get on this character for a very long time, so their settings are wonky. And they're really less of a character and more of a placeholder at this point. They exist to keep this base. Initially, there was kind of a concept for them, but now, nah, it's gone. This is where the most tedious part comes in, at least in my opinion. I mean, none of this is necessary. It's all atmospheric. It's all atmosphere. More bleeping. Let's see if that lines up right. Ah, it doesn't. There we go. Eventually, we'll get across the road. Now imagine if this is what you had to do to make roads in real life. We wouldn't have them. I mean, technically, it kind of is. Back in the day, you had to just lay down bricks until you wanted a road. Or gravel, I guess, or... yeah, brick by brick. Except in this case, I'm painting all the lines by hand. And honestly, the crosswalks are probably the most annoying part. Because then I have to just make a continuous line of them. Of eyes. If we could get road lines, please, that'd be awesome. Strangest requests from video game players. I want my road lines. If I'm lucky, I might get done with this by the end of the stream. Does this count as ASMR? Honestly, I still don't understand what ASMR is. I've heard the term so much now that, like, I'm just afraid to ask. I'm sure there's a lot of other people that feel that way. Oh, yeah, we're at the end of the line. Ha! I did not mean that to be a pun. It was an incidental. We are at the end of that line. Ha 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 ha. And honestly, my hope is that most people will be amused and immersed enough not to be like, oh, hey, that's made out of this. Whereas I do that sometimes. I'm looking at an object someone's put together. Like, I'm still trying to figure out a water slide that this one base built. And that is very impressive. Very impressive. Meanwhile, I'm just sitting here filling in lines. Well, drawing lines. I think I'm getting faster at it. Oh, dang, though. I think I'm gonna have to go soon, though. Because even with my fan... No. Why? Even with my fan going, I'm starting to sweat too much. I need to take a break. So... I'm probably going to be going for another 15 minutes or so. I don't know. I do know I'm not going to be doing this crosswalk thing for much longer. But I do have to do it on the other side. I have to do it 3 more times. 2 more times. I might not do that on stream. But I might also take a break before I finish doing that. Definitely need to get some airflow soon. And by airflow, I mean I need to go outside and get some air. It's getting warm in here. Alright, put another eye over here. No, don't run. Don't pay attention to that. Okay, so how far apart did I space those? Is that about 1 brick apart? I don't think anyone's going to be mad if I didn't get it perfect. Like, road lines in reality are never perfect. And if they are, your road workers are robots. It's probably a Nemesis plot. Excuse me while I try and breathe tea. tea is meant for drinking, not for breathing. Excuse me. Ah, I thought I did. It's not working. Oh, that's gonna tick me off. It shouldn't tick me off. Honestly, it's one of the most baffling settings in City of Heroes in my mind. Like, why is that there? No one wants their trays to randomly disappear like that. Most people don't like their trays to pop up and down, or for new trays to reappear and disappear. I might not be able to last another 15 minutes. Excuse the random accent. I do like to play with accents occasionally. Not to offend any Australians or to terrify anyone who might be terrified of Australians, which I don't know, that's an odd phobia, but you might have it. I heard of an odd phobia the other day, but I can't remember it now. It's a very strange phobia. Oh, it's a fear of potato chips. Or crisps, as the person who said it said. Like, that's, I mean, I'm not gonna judge you for it, but at least not vocally. But somewhere deep inside, I'm going, why? Is that? Yeah. Oh gosh, this is getting, it's almost done. Realistically, I don't even know how many crosswalks I need. 2 crosswalks is probably enough, since, you know, they're only going to the building across the street, if that's the goal, but well, you know, most cities and blocks aren't built like that. They have some meandering randomness, things like that. Excuse me. I'm still coughing after trying to breathe my tea. Starting to regret the T part of Teen Titans today. No. Damn it. Yes. I get excited about weird things, but tedious projects are one of them. But that's like, I try to get the tedious stuff out of the way early if I can. That way I get on to the more interesting stuff. And then, you know, intersperse the stuff that I find interesting in between moments of tedious stuff. Because, like, yeah, if I just had to sit here and build a road the whole way, oh man, I'd be bored. If I didn't have a random alley to decorate with garbage, which, you know, in any other circumstance would sound really strange, you know, I'd get bored. There we go. Yeah, alright. Got 2 crosswalks. Got a random building over there. It's starting to come together. Kinda. Oh, man. Alright. I didn't mean to lie, but I'm incidentally lying. I'm gonna cut it a little short of 2 hours because I gotta go outside and get some air. It is too warm inside with me and my computer. So I'm gonna end the stream there. Thanks for joining me. I think I did all right. I think I got some decent progress made for the start of this base. I need to go and check out a few more bases to see what I can do to make the walls more interesting before I go too deep on that. But I can detail a lot of everything around it before that. In any case, thanks for joining me. Like, comment, subscribe, etc. Usual YouTube spiel. And I hope you come back next time. Peace.